Welcome back to another live stream, guys. The crypto market is taking a little bit of a dump here as the Bitcoin conference is ongoing. And it seems like every single time there's some form of conference, some sort of news event where a president or a vice president or anyone important speaks, it always seems like we get a bit of a correction. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Am I concerned? No, I am not concerned. But do I think this is potentially the last dip before an explosive takeoff to the upside? I really think that could be the case. That is the outcome that I'm personally preparing for. I don't think we've got too long until the top of the Bitcoin cycle and the top of the altcoin cycle. And I'm actually liking what I'm seeing, to be quite honest with you. And if you watched one of my previous live streams, literally just 6 days ago, when we were sky high, everyone was in cloud cuckoo land. Everyone was, head in the clouds, really happy, partying, going clubbing, drinking, all those things. I was warning you guys that a correction was probably imminent and that we were probably going to come back down to the low 100s. And that's exactly what's happening right now. I outlined it on the chart on the stream 6 days ago, and, it was right to the absolute T. So hopefully some of you guys are aware of that. Maybe you took a little bit of money off the table, a little bit of profits. I personally took some profits. I took some profits on Bitcoin, a little bit. And I also took profits out of virtuals because I was up basically 5x on virtuals. I put 6 grand in, and that would have been about $35,000. So almost, I think it was like 32,000 or something like that. It was at the height. So took some profits on that. Had you been in the VIP group, you would have gotten that buy alert on virtuals very low down, and you would have capitalized on it and took some profits. Okay, the buy alert went out around 50 cents. It pumped all the way over $2. Okay, so I took a little bit of profits, not a lot, but I took a little bit of profits off the table. And now I'm looking at potentially buying a little bit more into the market. And there's a few altcoins in particular, which I think are going to reach really nice buy levels. Final buy levels, you could say, before they take off and go and do explosive returns. And one of them, which I'm waiting for it to hit around 52 cents, something like that. Doesn't have to be exactly 52, but around 53, 52, I'll be buying, would be Aerodrome. I think that's a really attractive price to be buying. And I'm going to do a lump sum buy around that level if it goes there. Okay. Please also let me know at any point in the live stream if there's any lag. I'm in a bit of a different location today, so sometimes the internet can be a little bit weird. So please do let me know. But smash the likes as you enter the stream. I do appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I think this is all part of the plan as I delineated in my live stream 6 days ago. A move down to the low 100s, followed by an explosive move to around 120. When we do that explosive move to around 120, altcoin dominance will absolutely skyrocket and Bitcoin dominance will capitulate. We kind of need a little bit of a shakeout, a little bit of a dump for that reset button to be hit so the altcoin dominance really can start ramping it up. Okay, we have seen a little bit of that already. We've seen warning signs, but we haven't seen any evidence of a full-blown altcoin season. We are seeing some warning signs. For example, everybody, on the day, Bitcoin is down 2.4%, Ethereum is down 2.1%. Traditionally, if Bitcoin has a move down 2.4%, you would probably see Ethereum down 5%, 10%, something like that. That is no longer. Secondly, Bitcoin is down 1% on the week. Ethereum up 4.6% on the week. So these aren't drastic differences, but they are nevertheless early warning signs that things are starting to change. And someone said this in my VIP group Discord chat earlier today, and I completely and utterly agree with it. And someone said it on the voice chat as well today, that what we really need is a slow move up with Bitcoin so that all of the attention can then go to the altcoins. If Bitcoin's pumping 5, 10, 15% a day, all the focus, all the attention is on Bitcoin. The spotlight is on Bitcoin. We don't want Bitcoin to be the coin in the spotlight. We want all the attention and all the focus to be on something like Ethereum, something like Solana, so that everyone's talking about that as opposed to BTC. And then that starts the positive feedback loop where altcoins will go and make blow off tops. So that is my opinion. And I want to really, really stress this point, guys. Bitcoin dominance does not need to drop that much for you to see parabolic gains in your portfolio. I really want to stress that point because some people just weren't understanding this in previous live streams, previous videos, and even VIP discussions I've had on the voice chats. You only really need Bitcoin dominance to go somewhere between 50 to 55% for a massive move up on the altcoin market, okay? That's really all you need. Back in November, Bitcoin dominance went from 61% down to 54%. And in that period of time, we saw ridiculous gains. That was when Sui skyrocketed. That was when a whole bunch of altcoins were doing incredible things. And you guys witnessed it on the channel. We were making stupid money, 5x's, 10x's each week on memes and low caps. And even on Sui, we made great gains, okay? And some of the other high caps. Now, we also saw Bitcoin dominance drop from 65% down to 61%. And in that period of time, we saw a massive move up on Ethereum. In that period of time, Bitcoin dominance going from 65 just down to a mere 61% level. We saw Ethereum essentially do a 2x in price in that period of time. So what people really need to understand is Bitcoin dominance going from something like 63 down to 50% or 55% would be absolutely insane, provided that you're in quality altcoins and you're not in laggers, slow movers, dinosaur coins, crap coins, or whatever. If you're in the best coins, like the ones that I talk about every single day, you will win. Now, how much will you win? I don't know exactly. Maybe you'll be up 3x, maybe 5x, maybe 8x, maybe 10, maybe 12. We don't know exactly the scale, but you will certainly win if that happens and you're holding these types of coins, okay, with a balanced, well-diversified portfolio with an emphasis on quality. So that's kind of my talk out the way. I'm going to get into the comments, see what you guys are saying. But I do appreciate you all being here today. I apologize about yesterday. I tried to do a live stream, but the location I was at was very, very bad for Wi-Fi. Can you believe it? 5-star hotel, but doesn't have very good Wi-Fi. You're paying ridiculous amounts a night, but they can't give you Wi-Fi. I mean, what a disaster. But anyway, I'm in a better situation now. But if at any point the stream lags, just let me know. And I mean, I can't really do anything, but at least I know, right? So yeah, I was in the voice chat earlier as well today, as always, talking to the members about the markets. You guys know already, I'm in these voice chats in the VIP group, sometimes 4, 5, 6 hours a day, talking to the members, discussing the markets, debating the markets. And, you know, there's a ton of value if you are a member in this network, in this community. So definitely check it out and join at least for a month just to see how it is, because you only understand once you're in there, right? You only understand once you're there. But anyway, we're going to get into the comments, see what everyone's saying. Yep, Kaspa for the win, absolutely. You know, hopefully Kaspa gets a very positive catalyst in the coming days, because it's breaking down below 10 cents here, and that's really not a good thing. If it breaks below 10 cents, then we're probably seeing around, is it 8 cents next? Let me just see. I can't remember the key support. Yeah, 8.2 I think it was that I highlighted on the chart. So hopefully we can somehow miraculously get above 10 cents. I mean, it wouldn't be miraculous. It's not far, but the way it's looking, it's not looking amazing for Cass. I got to be honest. I'm a huge fan of the project. I really am, but they need to up their game a little bit when it comes to marketing, because at the end of the day, you get nowhere in crypto unless people know about your project. Like, if you just leave it there, I mean, maybe eventually people will find out, but they need to really up their marketing game. I mean, what's going on? Has the person died who's running this Twitter account? What is going on? Please, someone tell me. And I saw this point actually raised by a guy I follow on Twitter. I can't remember the username exactly, but I retweeted it. You can see on my X account, a Kaspa guy on Twitter. I retweeted his post because he kind of raised this issue. They haven't posted since May 5th, and it's almost June now. So what is going on, man? What is going on? I mean, I get it. Maybe there's nothing that's happened since May 5th, and they just kind of don't see a point in posting, but you need to be posting regularly. I mean, previously, Kaspa used to post every single day pretty much. You know, May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd. They were posting daily, and then all of a sudden, since May 5th, unless I'm mistaken, whoever's running this Twitter account has either died or gone on a massive holiday or hiatus or whatever, and it's at an expense of the growth of the project. So it's really frustrating that their marketing game is not on point right now. But the technology does speak for itself. It truly is a unique project in terms of the tech. I don't think there's anything else like it in the market, you know, especially when you look at how decentralized it is. I mean, sure, maybe some other projects can compete in terms of speed, but in terms of decentralization, no one compete other than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's extremely slow. So I'm very impressed with the tech, but the marketing is a real shame. So whoever's behind this Twitter account, they need to get their act together. They need to wake up out of their sleep, because it's starting to frustrate investors. I mean, what's going on, man? This is ridiculous. Okay, let me make this smaller. Why is the chat so big? There we go. That's a bit better. Bloomfield, £10 donation. Thank you, my friend. Hi, Archie. I asked about Tars AI. You said you didn't like it as it had very minimal backing. I've now realized that they had a big grant from the Solana Foundation, the only Solana AI project to get a grant. Interesting. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that they got a grant, but how much is it? Let's see. How much of a grant did Tars AI get from Sol Foundation? They got... Yeah, it's a joke. If this is true, that's just a joke. Let me try and get this on the screen. These things can definitely throw you off, though, as an investor. You know, you hear about a grant and you're like, wow, they got a grant? They must be well connected. Let me try and share this. Okay. So they don't have an exact figure, but it says here that $1 million was given to AI blockchain initiatives rather, with individual project grants ranging from $5,000 to $25,000. So I mean, if that's the amount they raised, I mean, that is just stupid. It's just a joke. So they didn't raise money. Like, it doesn't matter if they got a grant from Solana, if they got a grant from Amazon. If Amazon only give you $10,000, it's still $10,000. It doesn't matter who gives you it. If Elon Musk gave you a grant of $5,000, you know, it's not 5 million, it's not 10 million, it's $5,000. So yeah, I'm really not impressed with the backing from the project. Whether it was $5,000, $50,000, or even $1 million. $1 million is not much when it comes to fundraising, considering how many hundreds of millions projects like Sui raised. So look, I don't have high expectations. I'm not expecting it to have raised $100 million, but at least raise more than 100,000 or 200,000, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm not convinced by that personally, but you know, it sounds good. It's definitely going to trick some retail investors into buying it, but you know, grants and all these things, just tell me how much it is. Don't just mention the fact that they got a grant. Doesn't mean anything unless it's, you know, millions and millions of dollars. Like, how many billions probably does the Solana Foundation have? And they gave them $5,000 or $50,000. Like, give me a break. But I appreciate the donation, and you know, you're definitely smart for looking into that. Ben, with the $2 donation, without rate cuts and liquidity, alts won't pump. Disagree. They are pumped without those two things. And liquidity is going up. Global liquidity is going up. But this is a massive misconception, and you're completely wrong. But I appreciate the $2. You see, people spout these types of phrases, and they catch on with retail, because retail always like a simple explanation as to why the market isn't pumping. The idea that we need rate cuts to pump is just absolute bonkers. It's not true. We've already pumped with minimal rate cuts. I mean, we've had a 50 basis point cut in what, a year, and we saw massive gains. The 50 basis point cut was back in like November time, December time, whenever it was, you know, around the election. Like, I'm not convinced that we need rate cuts to pump. We just need a bit of certainty with the macroeconomy. That's really what we need. That's really what we need. But we're already pumping. We're already in the midst of a breakout. It's just the very beginning of it. So that statement's just false. Yeah, the Bitcoin conferences, they always cause dumps. Every time. Almost every time I've ever seen one, we've had a dump from my memory anyway. And I've watched many of them. I remember back, I think it was April 2021, was it? Somewhere around then, the Bitcoin conference was happening, and yeah, I made a ton of money on the memes and all of that, and I still had some moon bags left. I mean, I sold most of my stuff, but I still had some moon bags left, I remember this Bitcoin conference was going on and everything was just straight up crashing. Like there was an apocalypse, like doomsday for altcoins. But yeah, I think this current market, it's all going to plan. At least it's all going to what I expected. Maybe you didn't expect it, but I drew out on the last live stream and the stream before that 6 days ago this exact situation. And look at what's happening. So maybe I think we come down to like 102k, 103k, and then we start going back up. It's actually healthy because you can't have all these consecutive weekly candles in a row and have market strength. You just can't have that. It's not healthy. You need to have at least one red candle to then resume the next move up, right? We were getting way too overheated, and it's really not a surprise we're starting to come down a bit here. And then I think we start really taking off into June and July. Is TIE a legit coin? Why are so many people asking about TIE? Like, I understand people, they want to research projects and they're asking me for a point of view, but I've said so many times, they raise no money. Like, if you're going to show me a project and you want me to review a project, the project needs to at least raise $10 million. Okay. Unless it's like a meme or just a complete micro cap, like a 1 million market cap coin, in which case it's just a pure gamble anyway. But 100 million plus market cap coins, they need to raise money for me to care about them. Yeah, Caspi's a solid meme. Like, if you want a micro cap play and you don't just want maybe the 3 or 5x or whatever Kaspa brings in the next run, then Kaspi is definitely a good one. But it's risky. Don't get me wrong. It's risky. I would not FOMO into this. I just get a small little bag here. It's actually on a nice little dip, so you're buying it at a nice point. I get a small little bag here and just let it ride. It's only 5 million in market cap, so who knows what could happen. Smash the likes, 100%. Hey, Archie, will the Sui beta plays pump? It's not moving at all. I was late to Sui, so I have 5 digits on Hippo, Sui, Sudang, and Bluefin. Look, bro, I've constantly said not to kind of go into the Sui ecosystem plays. I don't hold any of them. I hold Sui itself, and that's it. I've said at times, if you can't get a bag of Sui for whatever reason, then maybe get a small bag of Walrus. But that's the only exception. Walrus is the next Filecoin. So this is like the only exception. This is the only Sui coin I would buy. All these other ones. And look, I have no reason to FUD Sui coins because I'm a massive, not massive holder in the sense that I have tens of millions of dollars. I don't, but I'm a big holder in Sui in terms of proportionate to the rest of my portfolio. Sui is disproportionately large. So it's not within my interest to in any way FUD Sui or Sui projects, but I would not be buying Hippo. I would not be buying Bluefin. I would not be buying all of these ones because they're all too risky and they haven't proven themselves. The only one I would buy would be Walrus, and I don't even hold a bag of Walrus myself. Archie, go back to the old intro, more tech, show feel. Which old intro do you mean? You mean the song? Yeah, I can't, bro. I got copyright striked or whatever. I can't do that. They keep copyrighting me for that song, so I had to stop using it. So we'll say reach at least $4. Let's see. Let's see my targets for say. What's it at currently? And so many projects. I sometimes forget what the projects are at. Is it 20 cents, something like that? Yeah, 20 cents. So if we zoom out and we take a look at the recent pump back in December, we go to the low here. We can get some potential targets for the next run. So, you know, I've said consistently here that the bearish target for say would literally just be a double top because it came down so much. I've got to be honest with you. There is a chance that it literally just double tops, which is my bearish case, which means that it's not the likely case. It's just if things don't go well, then that would be kind of what I would be expecting. And that kind of move would be still a 5.5x on your money. So it's not bad. 5x, 5.5x. You're still going to be a lot richer than what you are now, but it's not necessarily life-changing for a lot of people. But then realistically, I have say kind of go into like that 2.7 region, which is over a 10x. So, you know, 5 to 12x on say is always what I say. $4, could it reach that? It could. It's not stupid to think it could potentially go there, but it's very optimistic is what I would say. I wouldn't be betting on that. That's a 20x from here. So definitely not the base case by any means. But it could happen, I guess, in a 100 and no, not even in a 150k, in a 200k Bitcoin top, then that could happen. But anything less than 200k, I don't see that type of a pump. Hey Archie, will the price be down during the bear market? Will you be buying every month at that time? I mean your VIP group. Will my VIP group price be down? Probably not. I doubt it will go down, but you never know. It's probably only going to go up from here. I expect at some point in the future, my VIP group will be about $500 a month eventually. And the mentor tier will probably be $1,000 a month eventually. So it's probably not going to go down. It's just going to go up with the demand. The more demand I get, the more I increase the price. It's literally just that. I mean, it's that simple, man. If there's thousands of people rushing to join, I'm going to have to up the price because it's all about keeping the group tight-knit. I want to keep the group as close-knit as possible. And if, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people are trying to join, that's not going to be a possibility. So I'll have to increase the price to slow it down. Man, so many comments today. Just got $10,000 worth of Kaspa, really? That's a crazy amount, bro. Into Kaspa. A complete and utter meme. You just bought $10,000 in it. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. Is the stream lagging at all, guys? Let me know. I think based on Ben Cowan's videos, it's back down for the summer. I don't think we go down yet. I think we dip a little bit here. We put in one final high, and then we go down for the summer. That's what I think. Like I literally showed on this screen here when we were pumping. That's what I think is going to happen. We nailed that perfectly, that move. So all these kind of day-to-day moves, we're timing pretty well in the VIP. So I do strongly recommend you get yourself in now while the prices are lower than what they're going to be in a couple months. So count yourself lucky and get in while it's cheap. You get my real-time buy and sell alerts. You get access to daily private voice chats where I am attending the vast majority of them. You can talk to me in person in the calls, and yeah, I can help out a ton with your portfolio and your strategy. Doesn't matter how new you are to crypto, whether you just joined yesterday or you've been here for 5 years. I'm sure having someone else's experienced head to help out will be very, very significant. So definitely check it out. I've talked to people who've been in crypto for 7-8 years, and sometimes it will be a certain take I'll give. They'll maybe not see it that way, and it will help out even with them. So whoever it is, I'm sure just joining the network, joining a group with like-minded people is going to be very beneficial. Kaspa Currency X account stopped posting due to community backlash. Since some think Kaspa shouldn't have an account as the face of the project, since no entity owns it. Stupid in my opinion, since it's free marketing. Yeah, that's just stupid and daft. What kind of ignoramus do you have to be to believe that? That's just daft. What type of argument is that? Oh, Kaspa shouldn't have an X account because it infringes decentralization. That's just absolute tomfoolery, that type of view. And who is this as well? Is this like 5% of the community gets the vote? Or was there an actual poll done? Because I'm sure if there was a poll done, I'm very, very surprised that people voted to get rid of the Twitter account. Community backlash. What, like 5 guys on Discord in their mum's basements complained about it, so they changed the whole strategy of their marketing because of a few guys? There was a poll, someone said in the chat. I'm very surprised. If there was a poll, man, just be careful in the chat of any bots. People with XAI in the comments, they're pure scammers. Just be careful with that. Where was the poll placed? Was it on Twitter? Yeah, just ignore any of these comments that say XAI. Rumor is that Jonathan and Shai talked about it. I don't know if it was confirmed or not. Oh, so it was a very democratic poll then, wasn't it? The 2 main guys made the decision then. If that was how it came about, it was extremely democratic then, wasn't it? There was a poll on X. Where was the poll? I don't see a poll, but maybe there was. I didn't see one. But yeah, it's just very disappointing that a project as big as Kaspa would just abandon their Twitter account. Any idea why gaming coins are not pumping? Illuvium has gone down. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't pay any attention to Illuvium. But gaming coins have gone down for a few reasons. One reason is the tokenomics were not favorable. So basically the insiders just kept dumping loads of them because they had stupid vesting schedules. Another reason could be that memes just completely overshadowed them in terms of retail hype. So all the retail investors who would have bought gaming coins, rather they bought meme coins instead. And another reason in terms of like recent news is that GTA has been delayed. So GTA is not going to be coming out this year. It's going to be coming out next year. And that was a potential catalyst for blockchain gaming. So it just seems that all the potential good pieces of news have just become, no longer. And memes in general have just overshadowed them. So I think gaming should have very little exposure, or you should have very little exposure to gaming in your portfolio at this point in time. Maybe 1%, maybe maximum 2%. But if you asked me that 2 years ago, I'd say a very different thing. So times change. Yeah, memes overshadowed AI coins, but not to the extent that they overshadowed gaming. Gaming was like completely overshadowed by memes. Like basically everyone who was investing in gaming moved to memes. Like even Alex Becker, who is really big on gaming, I'm sure he started talking about memes and AI coins and other things. The reason it hasn't completely overshadowed AI coins is because AI is being talked about every single day in the mainstream media. Gaming isn't being talked about every single day in mainstream media. It was a few years back when we had the metaverse, but those days were long gone. So everyone's just been talking about AI, therefore AI coins have done well. No one's been talking about gaming on CNBC or Bloomberg or any of these news channels. So no one pays attention to it. But AI is a different story. Everyone's been talking about that. A poll would not work as anyone not holding Kaspa would vote against an X account. Yeah, X is too toxic. I kind of agree with that. I guess, but look, the reality is it's a stupid decision to abandon marketing on a Twitter account which has 250,000 followers to just say, right, we're done now, we're not going to post anything. I just think is very foolish, but that's my take. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own point of view, right? But that's just my take. And I've been very vocal with my views on Kaspa, both when it's been good and when it's been bad. So that's just my take. But guys, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. There's not a great deal to talk about today other than, what's happening has kind of been expected. I talked about this on my live stream 6 days ago, and it's perfectly going to plan. So you should have been prepared for this if you are watching the live streams, and more importantly, if you're in the VIP group, because we've been talking about this for days. But yeah, I appreciate you all being on the stream. Smash the likes. I'm probably going to head off into the voice chat over in the Discord. If anyone's online on Discord, I'll be talking to you guys in the voice chat. But besides that, I appreciate you all watching the stream. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Goodbye.